is a big rich town. I've just come from the poorest part. Bright lights, city lights, I gotta make it, this is where it goes down. I just happen to come apart. Legal or illegal, baby, I gotta make it.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Power After Hours, your favorite power podcast. I'm your host, Jeff J. Joined by me today is Chrissy Bree. She is on the podcast too, and we got a special guest today. We got my man, Ced Shine. You heard him for a good portion of season 5 of Power After Hours, and he's joining us because he got some things to say. Ced, what's up?
What's up, man? Hey, Jeff, Chrissy, thanks for having me, man. Happy to be here. Power After Hours, we live.
Okay. Shoot, he's better than me, Jeff. His intro better than mine.
Oh, man. This is looking crazy out here. What's up with you, Chrissy?
Nothing, man. Just happy to be here.
Right, now, you just happy to be here, right? You happy to be here. Everybody happy to be here. Well,
Shut up, Jeff.
I am also happy to be here. And we're going to talk about Season 6, Episode 5, King's Gambit. And Ced, you came in. We gave you some kombucha and shit before you walked in and whatnot. You the guest. So let me know what compelled you to want to come in and stop through to the after hours today.
I think what's important to just set the tone is that Jeff is Team Tommy and I am Team Ghost. And I walked away from King's Gambit very excited because I now know that Tommy is going to die a gruesome death.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm wondering who's gonna kill Tommy now. It's there's no way he just goes to jail or he gets. So I watched this episode and it was like, oh my god, he's gonna die. I'm excited. I can't wait to talk to Jeff about his the dumb guy he believes in.
Yeah.
I mean,
we know he could never survive in jail the way Ghost did. So I actually believe you in the fact that I don't think Tommy could ever go to jail.
I mean, I wouldn't say it so much he's my man's like that, but I would say in the trash standings, he's definitely dropped lower because Tommy is who he is and he always will be, and Ghost is always some different nigga.
Yeah, I mean, he's right there with Tariq at this point. Both of them.
Hey, I've already said Tariq is the GOAT, so y'all could always come for me or whatever the case may be because this man, we gonna get to Tariq.
My man.
I live my teenage self lives vicariously through Tariq.
Really? That's what you want it to be?
The way he is able, with impunity. How about this?
Yeah.
To talk shit to both parents, not just one. You can understand one, both, and he's still alive.
Yeah,
not because Italians killed him, not because drug dealer killed him, not because his parents killed him. I thought the parents were going to be the ones to take him out the way he'd been talking slick. But he is the one, him and Effie, who introduce the title of the episode King's Gambit. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, I'm a very, 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 very basic chess player. It's on my bucket list of things to expand upon. So you talk to me about strategy and whatnot, and I'm going to be like, huh? But, studying up, I said, do you play chess?
Yeah. I love chess, man.
So were you familiar with the King's Gambit?
Yeah, I am.
So can you drop that?
I can't even break it down for. I mean, I think the way that what was interesting is how she just killed it in the sense that grandmasters don't use it anymore. It's not particularly. I wouldn't go to it.
Right.
But he won that game, right? So I thought it was interesting that's how. I thought their conversation around it was interesting, and I didn't really feel like. It ended up matching out to the way the episode went, right? So it's like you lose, you potentially lose ground in terms of the center of the board. And she says this in terms of, he says it rather, losing your pawns, but you're strategically setting up for a later move. So I guess now when I'm saying it makes sense because that's what she does.
Okay.
Right? But it just, the context of it, so she's being strategic. She loses the game, but wins the war with him, right? And
Right.
so that's I think, when you think about it from that perspective and the rest of the episode, I got to just give it some more thought of, like, is that really how the episode worked out? Like,
or is it setting us up for the future too? Because I definitely think that Tariq he's got a game going right now. There's something that he hasn't, like there's a card he hasn't played, so to speak. Because when I looked at the previews, after the episode was over for next week, to me it didn't seem like Tariq was being held captive, so to speak. So in my head, I'm thinking this could all be a chess match for him. Maybe he is setting us up for that play at some point.
Right.
I'm gonna go back and watch that, because I really feel like Tariq is the dumbest person on the show. and what he doesn't, where he doesn't see, Tommy's not smart either. Tommy has gotten played by several characters on the show, but where Tommy wins is he's a ruthless murderer.
Yeah.
Right? Like, he is going to handle the business. He's going to kill you. Tariq is literally an idiot. Like, I mean, you think back to last episode when you watched him getting close with Effie, and you knew that this doesn't feel right. His vulnerability was just too much in that moment. So I really think he's been in over his head. I was thinking back to the episode, right? And I'm like, so you were providing weight to the mob and you don't have a connect. How does that make any sense? He was not selling drugs for the mob. He was providing them with the drugs, right? So it's like, how, bro? How did you plan to keep this up?
So here's a thing for me, right? I think we all forget that in our majority of the Power fan bases hate for Tariq, and shout out to Michael Raney Jr. It was actually his birthday on Sunday, which is hilarious. Your birthday
Virgo
falls
season.
on
Shout out to you, Tariq.
So your birthday fall on a Power Sunday when your character is acting up. It's just, boom, whoa, get out the way, right? But I think we forget that he's a teenager on the show. Like, he's a teenager. So for I can all but say, he's the quote unquote dumbest because he's the most naive. He's still
He doesn't have any life experiences
he's still a child who's just gone through a lot of real life grown up drug shit. And I think he also, you remember, when you're a teenager, you're hopped up off of every type of natural chemical. Yep. You think you're bulletproof. You think you know everything. And now, how do you tell a dude named Tariq, whose father is one of the biggest drug lords in the city's history, whose mom was a strategist, who got kidnapped by a dude who wanted to kill his pops and ended up ingratiating himself to the dude and got saved by him, and has been in all these situations. I can see how he looked at selling pills to the mob and said, this is light work.
So
compared to everything else that I've been through.
Fresh, the good brother Fresh, played by Sean Nelson, who's a Temple alum, big up to him, would like a word, okay? When you talk about young kids selling drugs, right? When you think about the movie Fresh from back in the early 90s, when you think about Ghost, this is what I said. Ghost was setting up Breeze when he was a teenager, right? So I say that when we talk about him being dumb, it's the fact that he has got nobody doesn't know that the drug game is dangerous as hell, right?
Yeah, so, but his dad spent all that time trying to keep him out of that life. It's not like he was introduced to it all his whole life. You got to remember, all this has happened to Tariq in the span of like a year. Does
Tariq not have YouTube? Did he not watch Paid in Full? I'm just wondering.
Have you met privileged kids?
Yeah, like this. I think you're forgetting the character that Tariq is. While he may be what he is now, he was a privileged asshole for the very probably 4 first seasons of this show. Like, he thought he was entitled to everything. Like, and in a way, he still does act that way. He doesn't want to be Ghost's son, but he does because he wants that power. You understand what I'm saying? So I think we're forgetting what his character is and was based off of. Yeah, he may be in the drug game now, but his dad and his mom did everything they could to keep him away from that. He just kind of slipped into it and he never left. So he wasn't grown up watching this. Like, Tariq's character would have never watched Belly. Like, he would have been watching some other bullshit. Like, it would have never, that's not his character to watch stuff like that. So I kind of understand where Jeff is coming from in the sense of him saying that he is the dumbest character, because That's
But
just
he's
the way
naive. You're saying he's naive. I get it.
naive. Yeah.
I think it's more naive than because I wouldn't say that. Put you like this: he's naive and he's ignorant to all the stuff that's going on. I think he's intelligent. Remember the kids that would be book smart and the kids that would be street smart? I think he's very book smart, and I think he got crash course tested into the street smarts. So based on this small sample, he's like, "Oh, I got this." And my father's been lying to me the whole time. That's why I talk to him like he's my son. He's a teenager. He's just a teenager, and he's backlashing.
As a good person,
so I don't think that he's a stupid kid.
No.
I think if he came up in it with all the resources that he had, he might have been a monster.
He would have been.
And I mean a monster he could have been
a Tommy
figuring everything out.
Yeah,
figuring everything out like a master strategist.
Yeah.
Where I think, and you know, listen, I hear you on the naive point. I think and I'm watching the character, I'm looking at him as a kid of privilege, but like when you lose your sister, like when you start, he's dealing with real life experiences, and you still are just. You're right. You can keep blaming youth, right, and using that for his naivety, but like you've lost your sister. Like so much bad has happened for you to not check your arrogance at some point.
You can say the same for Ghost though. Ghost also lost his daughter, and he ain't grieved her yet. He over here seeing holograms of his damn side piece, but he's yet to even talk about Raina.
I'm glad you said that. I'm so glad you said that. Jeff, I know you got so much that you're going to say, but I want to say this.
Wait, hold on 1 second. We're going to get to that. We're going to get to that. Let me.
You know where I'm going?
No, I don't know where you're going, but hold on to it. I just want to close off this quick book on Tariq before we go into Ghost and everything that's going on. What do you think is Effies' endgame? Because when she was first introduced, the speculation was either she may be a Fed. She may be. What I thought was she was Ray Ray's sister, or whatever, because she talks about her brother getting killed in a botched robbery. So I thought that might have been Ray Ray's sister.
Right.
Now I'm not sure where it's going with it. It looks like she was a fucking undercover for the actual school. Because when she texted the number, it was anonymous. Where she was like, "Yeah, it looks like he doesn't have any more. His connect is dry." So it felt like, and then all of a sudden, the dean's office got an anonymous tip that Tariq was in there using it for drugs, using the lab for drugs. So was she the one that was feeding the Was she the one that was feeding the dean the information? Or is she talking to somebody else?
I think to me, I feel like maybe she's talking to somebody else. Maybe the competition. The problem is we haven't been introduced to enough extra people at this point, right? So this whole time we've been thinking, maybe. I know when you brought up the Ray situation, I actually was like, oh shit, like that really makes sense. Like I agreed with you on that, and very well still could be. There could be other players in this that we don't know of yet. While she may have dropped the dime on Tariq to stop him to help herself. Like maybe she is in the game with somebody else is what I'm thinking. She was playing both sides to see how he was doing it, what his game plan was. Now he's out of the game, she can take over again type situation. I'm just not sure who her connect is.
Right.
That's what I saw.
It's scary.
As well.
Yeah.
I don't think she has a connect.
There was something in that text, and I can't remember. I wish I had the screenshot.
I thought it was the word competition.
I thought it was the word competition as well. Yeah, so that made me think that she was already selling drugs.
Yeah,
right there, and then kind of got in on to scope him out, kind of like was a bug in his operation, and then snitched him out because if you saw at the end, she let him know it was her that did it. He saw his king was down. You know what I mean?
Right.
And he knew. Oh, I got played. You know what I mean? So I definitely think I don't think she's a Fed for the school. I think that she's or a Fed. But I don't think she's an informant for the school. I think she's working with somebody else.
Yeah.
I imagine we'd have to get something about that. Otherwise,
see, that's what I thought too. I definitely, it was the word competition that made me think that. I'm almost, since you said that too, I thought I was crazy when you said, but now that you're also saying the word competition, I thought that's what I saw too.
Yeah.
I think she's definitely was working for somebody else. She got into Tariq's game because she wanted to see how far he could take it, what he had, how they could use it to their advantage. And now that she's knocked him out the game, she's good to go.
Right. Who knows? Maybe she's trying to open her own operation and she needed to get Tariq out of there because she was very adamant about him not ruining his own way by selling drugs. So maybe that was a front because she was trying to sell drugs.
Right.
And he came in first. That would be ill. I think there's a good way. There's different ways they can go with it. I'm just hoping that this isn't a dropped plot thread. They have 6 more episodes to go. I'm sorry, 11 more episodes to go, or 10.
Man.
10. I'm wilding. 10
Why
more
even
episodes
introduce her if that's all you're going to give us of her? I'd be really pissed if they left that hanging like that because it's left so much speculation. Everyone's been talking about who is this girl. There's definitely more to her character. You don't just bring in a whole new love interest for somebody and just drop it off like that, which is another reason why I think Tasha's old dude, who Mr. I'm not going anywhere, is somebody too, because you don't tell somebody that after you've met them twice.
Well, the one out that, unless you're a stalker and a psycho,
that as well,
or extremely clingy. But the one thing about that they have an out with, quote unquote, depending on who's going to be the writing room for the next Power series, it's supposed to be a continuation of this story. So 50 all but confirmed that this is a spin-off, like a future spin-off.
I thought he was doing a prequel. I thought they were doing a prequel.
Not a prequel.
Oh, they're not doing a prequel. Oh,
he said that the first episode, that's why it's called Book 2, I guess, which is still a horrible fucking name.
Stupid.
Horrible fucking name. But they said that Power Book 2 is supposed to take place right after whatever happens at the end of the original Power series.
See, now you got to guess who's going to be the lead in that, because we don't know. We don't know.
Well, Mary J. Blige is the lead.
Oh.
She's the lead. Well, she was the one that was announced as the star. Maybe there's going to be other leads that they can't tell us yet.
Well, that's what I'm saying. We can't know because we don't know who's going to survive.
But she's a main character. Whoever she is.
Person, she could be the girl's mom.
Yeah, she could be anybody, but that still doesn't excuse you from answering the questions within the series.
Facts. There's got to be more. You can't just leave it at that. I would not like that if that's how they left it and they expect us to have to watch the next series to get the answers that we need. I am not going to like that at all.
Right. If I equate this to video games, I don't buy the add-on expansion to find out what happened in the main game.
Facts.
That's an extra. That's an extra to the game.
Nerd.
I am, but it is what it is. You don't buy. Nobody buys expansions to find out what happens in the main story.
You're right.
That's why you pay the extra money. That's why it's called an add-on, because it's supplemental. It's supposed to enrich the story and add to it, not be a main foundation of it.
You know what? You know what's interesting? I just Googled it really quickly when we talk about Power Book 2, which Jeff. Man, you guys got the best podcast out here when it comes to podcasts. I literally missed this news. I still thought it was a prequel.
Oh yeah,
like I'm like I knew the Mary J. Blige information, but look, I was out. But here, 50 said, I got to find a replacement for me. We found somebody that Courtney's gonna have a ball working with because it's female oriented and somebody who's got enough juice and grace to make the show even bigger. So I think I wonder what you're talking about with Effie. And if Power Book 2 is going to be more female focused, do we see this character come up out of the shadows, and then that's got us thinking who else is going to be around? What's Tasha doing? What's Lala's character doing?
She's not making it, bro.
You don't think Tasha's not making it?
No, Keisha's not.
Keisha's not making it. Okay. I was worried.
And I'm gonna tell you why when we get there.
All right. Well, let's talk. Let's talk about your man Ghost. Said let's talk about it. He's still looking shaky. What's up?
I had a get here. Raina. I had a Raina comment.
What's up?
And this is my frustration. Raina's death to me now really was just to further Angela Valdez's story, and Raina just deserved better, right? Now, so Raina dies, right? We get the QCP project.
Right.
We know that, you know, Ghost is so upset. It breaks the family apart, but the family was already broken, so we didn't need Raina to die for the family to be broken. We didn't need Raina to die for Tariq to keep making terrible decisions. Nothing out of the St. Patrick's family has really changed with Raina's death. What Raina's death did is get Angela Valdez more deeply involved in the criminal undergoings of the St. Patrick's family, which ended up causing her demise. And I just felt so disgusted when I thought about that this weekend, man. I was like, wait a minute, man. Like, yeah, we got the QCP project, and that plays into Tate. So sure, maybe you can go that route. But for real, Raina dies in an effort to, Angela feels terrible. She's works with Tasha, works with Ghost, and incriminates herself in all type of ways. She ends up getting killed. I don't know, man. It could be a wrong take, but that's how I'm feeling, and I'm just like, damn, man, because that scene took my heart. I know I'm going back 2 seasons.
You went way back. I'm like, hold on now. Where are we going here?
I just had my thing. I just said I wanted to say it. I'm sorry.
Well, you see, you saw the video of her dancing in the park. Like, you know, she in heaven chilling.
She's living her best life, bro.
Listen, man. I'm sorry. Sorry, guys.
No, you good.
No. I appreciate that take.
No, that's
I think it had Raina's death. I think is what brought their whole family to the bottom, and they were able. Like, I feel like it was almost a reverse fridging. Like, you know, when they kill women just for the sake of a plot point. But it actually furthered other women. Because we got Tasha and Angela working together to save Tariq from, or to get Kanan out of there. And that led to us having the only scene in the whole series where all 4 of the main characters were in the same room at the same time, which is nuts to think that it took 5 seasons for us to get everyone in the same room the same time. All the 4 major players that have always, it's always been 3 or at most 3, but never all 4, right? The second thing is, it also was the thing that made Tariq's character finally break back.
Yes.
Because he killed Ray Ray.
Yep.
So once he committed murder, it kind of hardened his heart. Like,
yeah, because Tariq was still kind of on the edge at that point. He wasn't really the Tariq we know today. I definitely think Raina dying, like, he was just becoming that hardened character. Like, when he pushed Raina, he was upset or whatever. But her dying changed his perspective in a lot of different ways. I think her death had to happen. Like, everyone always held out this hope that Tasha and Ghost could potentially just get back together and make it work. But we all know, and we've seen a lot of families that suffer from the death of a child. There's just sometimes no coming back from that. And I think Raina dying, essentially, like Jeff said, it broke everything. There was going to be no recovery from that, because you see how Ghost is acting. He doesn't really even acknowledge, Tasha needed somebody to be there for her. She had nobody to be there for her, because not only was Ghost doing his own thing, Silver was also off doing his own thing. So I think in a way, her death had to happen to bring to light all the various emotions that were coming from each character in the show, each plot line. It kind of brought everyone together. So I don't know. I think maybe there was more to it than that. And I think Raina had to die. We all knew somebody was going to die. If it was, it had to be her. What was her storyline really going to bring?
Yeah,
she was a smart kid.
It just hurt.
I get it.
That's it. It just hurt.
I get it.
And all the St. Patrick kids that we can see, you got to cherish them, because, some of them go live with grandma for 3 seasons. And
yes, where you been, girl?
Right. So, do y'all want to? Because Ghost arc was kind of tied into a lot of other folks. Let's get to Proctor, man. Let's get to my guy. Let's get to my guy. Let's do some Proctor talk.
Where do we start, bro?
I mean, there was no other way. Like, he was put in a rock and a hard place. Throughout this whole season, where it really got to the point where he only had certain recourse, right? I still don't know why he let them feds walk into his crib like that. Like, whatever. I don't know why, being a lawyer, why you would let them motherfuckers go into your crib. But once Saxe was able to get the unicorn and have him, and it's funny because they play lawyer chess. Like the minute he knows information, he's looking, which is why I think King's Gambit is a cool, for once, it's a cool name that they give the episode titles this season, right? Because they were playing lawyer chess. The minute he mentioned that he had it, Proctor's going through all of the iterations of what can happen. Well, that's an illegal one. It'll get thrown out. This will do that. And then Saxe is like, all right, well, your little girl will still find out that you didn't do nothing. Not knowing that she already knows.
She already knows.
So for all the information Proctor's had this whole
she doesn't
series,
know at that point. She doesn't know at that point.
No, I think it was.
She finds out
You're right. You're right. Fact.
She finds out after she's on the couch.
So still, for all the information Proctor does know, it's a lot of the information that he doesn't know that ends up putting him in a bad spot. You know, I think the way one thing for me with his character arc, right? The fact that he was a lawyer who came from a nebulous background, you know, he had family that was doing dirt, you know, he had possible mob ties, all of that. He went into into defense lawyer. He went into become a defense law so that he could defend those type of shady, quote unquote, not all the way squeaky clean folk, that he can help them get off, right? And he does all of this, gets into that line, and has a code. He has a code. Like even when you get to when he's talking to Benny and he's trying to figure out, what do I got to do? He has me on tape. This is gonna go down. And Benny's like, yo, whatever you choose, you're not ratting. We ain't no fucking rats.
Definitely told him that.
It's quiet for ratting. He's like, yo, I'll go kill Ghost and Tommy if you want, but we ain't ratting. Like that shit is real. He's like, yo, we got a code. You got to protect at all costs. And you gotta. I was sitting here thinking, why after all of this, what he lied to Benny twice, right? He said he wasn't gonna rat, and he said he got rid of the laptop, and clearly both those things were a lie. But I kept trying to think, why would he rat? Why after all this time would he rat? And it came to me. Tommy's always been expendable to him.
Yes.
100%.
Tommy's always been expendable. He's been trying to get Tommy out of here since he's been Ghost Lawyer, basically.
Season 2.
Yeah, because he's seen that Tommy's a loose cannon and that you can pin anything on him and you be straight, to be honest. And I think he would have been straight had Saxe not blown up his spot. Because once he started finding out, you know, Tasha let it be known that he was staying there. Then Saxe said the whole thing about Proctor dropping dime, and that was it for him. But those are like my initial thoughts on on that to this point. Chrissy, what did you think about the final Proctor arc?
I definitely think he's not done yet. The one thing that stood out to me was his final words, like, this isn't over. And what struck me was when he was talking to his daughter and they panned to that necklace again. He may have got rid of that laptop. Very well could have. I do think that necklace may be some type of USB action.
There's a USB in the necklace.
There's a memory card inside the locket.
They showed that.
Yeah.
Okay, they showed that. Okay, definitely. Yeah. Okay. So at the end of the day, I think Proctor, he kind of knew his end game. He knew it wasn't going to end well for him necessarily. When you start snitching on somebody crazy like fucking Tommy, you have to know Tommy. He's seen what Tommy's done all these years. He had to know, but I think a part of him thought he would be safe at Ghost's house, which I'm not sure why.
Of all places.
Of all places. That's what I just never, that's what I'm still racking my brain. Like, why did he go there? What was it about Ghost's house that he felt he was safe? He felt his daughter was safe. I'm still trying to figure that out. Proctor's character has been through a lot. We've seen him do, a lot of things, undercut a lot of people to get, his clients, whatever it is that they need. We had to know he wasn't going to come out of this squeaky clean. I think we even said last week, Jeff, that it was either going to come down to him having to give up somebody or he was going to be out. You know what I mean? Like, right. So I'm not really shocked that Proctor is gone, I'm more so shocked, like with you, what you're saying, the lies that he was telling. And I'm more eager to see what it is that what his end game is going to end up being through his daughter. Because we're not done. Who's going to find out? Is it going to be the dude that she's staying with? Is it going to be somebody else that just happens to get a hold of the necklace? Like, there's something more. He's left more behind. It's not just that necklace, I don't think.
What you think, Ced?
I think my biggest thing, and I felt this for a long time. And I love Proctor, man. I loved his character. I thought he was really. He just brought something different to the show. He had a fresh perspective. Always smart, always witty, really, really cool character. His Achilles heel was Ghost. I mean, he really had this loyalty to Ghost that didn't make any sense to me because Ghost constantly chose other people over him. And he's a very smart guy. And even up until this last episode, when he's even talking to Benny, he's saying, that the tape would incriminate Ghost. Like, he's still thinking about Ghost. And then they show you the scene where he comes to Ghost's home and he clearly needs him. And Ghost is still almost willing to turn him away. And it's like, why does Proctor, this really smart guy, think that Ghost is his friend and have his back in such a way? And you ask the same question, why go stay here and think your daughter is safe here? I mean, that just to me was just bizarre. But we say that. I mean, a lot of these characters do things that really just boggle the mind. I like that he went out he went out shooting. Like, it was like, fuck this, man.
But do you guys think that the daughter would have survived had she been in the house?
Hell no.
No.
Tommy would have killed her.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know what? That would have been interesting to see if Tommy would have killed her. But then that's why he asked Tariq if he was who's up there. And then once he found out that it was just Proctor, that's when he decided to move. Mm-hmm. What would he have done?
You got to remember that Tariq also didn't know the girl was there.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, he didn't know.
And Tariq, that's why I'm saying Tariq is the trademark good kid who does bad shit, who thinks that he's a bad kid, who thinks he's a gangster. That girl, though. But he has a heart. Like, he knows what it was because he could see, like, our dads are in shady shit. We're the collateral damage. We're the ones who are left being the most effective. We have to deal with the consequences. So this ain't fair to you. Let me get you out of here because you don't deserve what's about to happen, right? Yeah. Another thing is, I feel you on that to an extent, Ced, where Ghost was his Achilles heel. Ghost was also his client. So a lot of it was business. And I think where he fucked up is once he crossed the line of business, and for one, when he gave Tommy the information on Alicia Jimenez and gave it both to them, and he basically played both of them and said, I'm going to give y'all both the information and y'all do what it is that you want to do. That was the beginning. The second thing was when he hit Tommy up to kill Maria Suarez.
Yeah.
So now you basically knew he knows what the animal Tommy is. He knows what type of animal Tommy is. He knows what his mentality is. So you got Tommy. You put a hit. You started putting hits out on people, and that didn't start until he was put in the position to save Lindsay, his ex, and he said no. That's when he stopped thinking with his he started thinking with his emotions and let his emotions affect his rational judgment. So from that point on, if he can eliminate a problem, he was gonna do it, and he was the one that ended up getting eliminated just by virtue of bad luck, really.
Bad luck.
Really,
yo.
it was bad luck,
Terrible luck.
right?
And I hate it for the daughter, losing both of her parents in the span of what?
2 days, 48 hours. Yeah. Right. So that's sick to me.
Heartbreaking.
Yeah, that scene with the daughter really got me because I was like, damn,
I cried.
He ain't coming home, baby girl. He ain't coming home. So a couple of things from me and Proctor. Shout out to all of y'all that's making the funeral programs. You already know. The one I sent you, like, yo, yeah. Yeah, I love it. You know what I'm saying?
Abraham presiding. Y'all ain't shit.
Yeah,
boy.
like Proctor got himself a proper funeral. It's definitely going to be in like Woodside or somewhere like that. They put it in South. They'll put it in South Side, but the repast gonna be in Woodside or like Forest Hills.
The question is who auntie is making the potato salad? Like, that's always the question. Like, you need to know who's making the potato salad,
right?
Because that determines whether or not you go.
Right. Exactly. So that's one. Two, I like that we got to see Benny and Proctor on screen because that was like a little bit of a entourage reunion.
It was.
3, Proctor was one of my favorite characters in the series. I think you can legitimately say now, like if you were on the fence, whatever, Jerry Ferrara be acting. And he's doing different stuff.
Actor.
And he's doing different stuff, which is great. Like you tell me Jerry Ferrara is going to be a lawyer on Power, and I was like, fucking sign me up, whatever. I wasn't even expecting
used to him being a clown on Entourage.
Right.
Turtle. He played Turtle for so long, but I love the variety in his character. He started out, we all thought he was just this innocent attorney, and then he turns out to really, like he was about that life. Like he was there for Ghost and, when nobody else essentially was when he was in prison. And he, his character really went through a lot of different things, different emotions once they introduced his daughter and they brought back the ex. Like, I hate that he had to go, but I will say Jerry is an amazing actor. Like he's one of the people that have died that I'm like, he did his thing. He did it. Yeah. So, R.I.P. Joe Proctor. You will be missed. I think I think the Power show was made better by him being on. I just really enjoyed his character. What did y'all think about that scene with Tommy coming in with the machine gun to go get this dude? I feel like Tommy just wanted to fuck Ghost shit up. I know a lot of people are like, he killed old girl with a silencer. Why is he coming in Ghost's house with this loud ass machine gun? I feel like Tommy really just wanted to fuck Ghost shit up. They are so at odds right now, and like, cause he didn't have to shoot the house up the way that he did. Like, he completely annihilated that motherfucker. But I think that's why he did it. It was more so of, I'm going to kill Proctor, but I'm also going to ruin all your shit so that you definitely can't come back here. So, I think that was just Tommy being Tommy, emotional, irrational. And I wouldn't expect anything less from him, to be honest with you.
So here's the thing. Here's the thing with me, right? And I wanted to get into this before we talk about some of the other stuff that happened in the episode, right? Mm-hmm. I have been an apologist. Not so much. I won't say an apologist, but when people have nitpicked Power before, I've kind of been like, whatever, man. Like, it's. There's certain things that you nitpick about this show that we could go back to all the classic shows and nitpick and where you have to suspend belief. But some of the things, like, I just hope that we're not getting to that point again with Power where I don't know. I don't understand why Tommy went in there. All right, so let's say we go with Tommy's irrational. He wanted to destroy the penthouse, so that's why he brought a fucking machine gun for one person, right? So you shot that penthouse up for 10 minutes, and you were able to leave scot-free.
In Tribeca.
In Tribeca, of all places. If you're not familiar with New York City, just remember, what does Tribeca stand for? Like the triangle below canal or something like that, right? So this is like in the lower Manhattan shopping district, wherever, where, if there's gunshots, the police are going to be in there ASAP. So,
I agree. They really skipped over all that. Like, he shot Proctor and then that was the end.
Right. And I get that that Tariq left the door open, he turned off the security, all that. I get that's what he was trying to do, and he just made sure that it wasn't Ghost that he was coming for first, right? I get all of that. But it's little things like that, like, we don't even get a siren. We don't get nothing. You want me to suspend belief for that? It's annoying. It's getting annoying.
Think about what we talked about when they got old girl, when they kidnapped her from her trial. What's her face?
Alicia, yeah.
Yeah, Alicia. And we were like, so you mean to tell me nobody was watching her in the bathroom? Not only that, they completely, they got her in the ambulance and then they skipped and she was with Mintage. Like, there was nothing, no chase, no nothing. Like, I understand that, like you said, some things need to be, maybe skipped over, left out. But we had 15 episodes, bro. Like, you mean to tell me you couldn't give us, 20 seconds of a siren or a chase or just something to make it believable,
or something steeped in realism.
Yeah,
this isn't a horror movie. This isn't a Wrinkle in Time. This isn't a Marvel DC
Not
movie.
a Wrinkle in Time.
No, I'm dead serious. Like, this isn't a fantastical show. It's supposed to be seeped in some semblance of realism. And my issue is that I don't know if the writer's room doesn't have a realism person to just say, hey, how are they going to work out of that situation when this happened, when that happened, when we think about the logistics? I remember somebody on, I heard somebody comment, I think it was on Power Confidential, like, yo, it got to be LA people writing this script because they have Tommy living in Manhattan and can get a parking spot whenever he wants, when let me tell you, that shit is definitely fake. That's false. But I can suspend disbelief with that, right? But you mean to tell me, hold on one second. You mean to tell me Tasha gets pressed by some nigga on the corner for a band a week, $4,000 a month.
Yeah.
And you're Tasha St. Patrick.
Yeah.
You can't get somebody from the crew to press this dude out or find out who he is?
Me. I was just about to say that. How do you not? She never brought it up to Tommy. That's something that Tasha of old would have said to Ghost, and Ghost would have handled that immediately.
No matter what their relationship.
I mean, yeah, because at the end of the day, she's still the mother of his kid. You understand what I'm saying? So there are certain things like that, but these are things that have kind of been happening all along. Like, even they just now figured out that Ghost was standing in front of Angela and he couldn't have shot her because of where.
They never had that conversation because the DA's office is the worst DA's office in the history of federal agencies. Any agency, including the Congress, including the presidency, any agency that you want, any governmental, bureaucratic organization within the United States, that U.S.A. office is the worst in time. So I'm not even mad at that.
That was common sense to me. I've watched enough ID channel to know, my nigga, that the blood splatter doesn't add up. Okay.
Right. And the thing is, there's a great show in Power, and I feel like we get over sensationalized with the scenes that we want to be impactful, right? And it just gets annoying when it's little shit like that. Like, for example, to your point, Tasha tried to speak to Tommy in the car, and he was talking about Keisha, and she might mess your stuff up. And then when she brought up Holly, Tommy didn't want to fucking talk to her no more. Okay, cool. But then she tried to tell him about it, and and he wasn't hearing her because she violated with the Holly comment, right? But you're telling me the first day this man rolled up on you, last episode, you couldn't hit Tommy? You could have hit him with a text like, yo, you know this dude named Zig? Like, this dude is trying to press me up. Like, yo, a text to anyone.
She could have told Tariq, my nigga. She could have told anybody.
You could have told anyone and it would have been handled. And I just don't understand. I don't understand why this keeps happening.
Jeff, this has been, but I really feel like you've been watching this show.
No, I know, but I'm expressing my frustration overall with the way they're doing it. You've had to suspend. I think to enjoy Power, you have to suspend belief. I do that. Right, I agree. It's like when you see these things like this, of course that would never happen with Tommy. Like, of course the things that have happened even in the courtroom, there's too many things to count. Right?
I expect that from Empire, not Power though. No,
Empire, we can't even. I mean, I don't even know.
You have to suspend reality for that show. Is what I'm saying.
You have to suspend reality for Power. Like, you do to really enjoy it. Because if you get caught up in proper procedures and and just what's logical in New York City, with these crews, what have you, you won't be able to enjoy it. So it's like I'm at a place where Tommy gets out of that scot free, and I'm like, yeah, of course he would. Like what? What's his name? Ghost last episode slams a damn freaking Suburban into the ambulance. Tommy has ambulances on tap. right? He's shooting up like. And
I said that last week too.
And everybody gets away. So it's like, I think at this point, and it's not. Listen, we still enjoy the show.
But I think what Jeff is saying is it's not so much that he doesn't expect things like that to happen. It's just that you could at least give us a damn siren. Like, he's not saying that he wants Tommy to be arrested. I think what Jeff is saying is just make it a little bit, make it make sense. Like, there's a difference between suspending reality and making something make sense. Like,
but I think there's so much that they have chosen to not make sense that I'm never like that. I'm okay with them not making sense, because I do want to just I'm at a point where I now just want to get to
the end.
You feel me? That's
no, I get it, but I think that's not fair to people too. I think that if you expect us to be such big fans of this show, you can at least give us the basic respect of giving us some damn sirens.
Right. And to your point, Ced, right? I'm with you.
Yeah, me too.
We've had these conversations throughout the seasons about power. Mm-hmm. I've been there. I've been you, Ced, where I hear people nip like you gotta understand. I'm in group chats.
I'm not saying
hold on. I'm in group chats where the nitpicking that you would hear about this show, like I've had to leave the chat because I'm like, yo, y'all, like this is like next level nitpicking. This isn't Shakespeare. This isn't freaking Chinua Achebe and whatnot. Like, you know, like you're saying things fall apart. It's power. I destroyed it. I murdered this man's name.
So
I read the book though.
I
read the book though. I read it in high school. And it was lit. I'll tell you that much.
I'm sure.
But you know, my whole point being, I've been that person to say what you're saying.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is that they've made a good show. They've made an entertaining show. They've also decided to go full soap opera with it. You know what it feels like to me at times? It feels like people want to recreate their favorite scenes in TV and movies using the power characters, or what they feel like it would look like. Like, that's what a writer's room is, don't get me wrong, but it to like an uber fanfic type level, where it's, you think you're giving fan service, but you keep jumping over the chasm of soap opera-ish, unrealistic stuff. And
it's
now I'm not one of those people who I want you to check off every box of realism in a show. Like, I can suspend my belief here and there. That's what if I can be a fan of Fast and the Furious, I can suspend all belief when it comes to certain stuff. But these type of grounded shows, all I'm saying is, yo, this show could be everything they wanted it to be. It could be more than what they wanted it to be if they took the extra X amount of time just to, if you're gonna go full Tommy's going out like Scarface, or going full Scarface on Proctor, we can take that extra time to just execute it right.
I agree.
Just to execute it. Maybe it's a direction thing. Maybe it's a writing thing. Like, it's just certain things where you're just like, yo, come on.
Well,
I'm not saying that won't happen.
He heard the siren and he ran out the door.
Maybe they're getting Alicia out of the hospital and there's a shootout because they realize, oh, these niggas ain't really paramedics, or oh, a whole ass woman is coming out of the bathroom that should not have been there. Who are you, ma'am?
Your face is killing me, Jeff. Jesus.
Bro, no, because it's like, Ed said it's not that big.
It's not.
It's not. What I'm asking them is not that big. And my thing is, you present this, and no one, and we don't know, right? But no one has an objection.
Yeah.
No one tries to tweak. And if they did, I would hate to see what the original looked like.
Yeah. I hear you, bro.
I just want to remind you guys, and I hear you, and I love it. But when and this is how I feel. And they attempted to. What you want is just a little explanation of how some of these things.
I just want execution. I want proper execution.
Just want a little bit of realism. But hold on, just give me 1 second. When Kanan got out of that fucking burning building, dog.
Oh yeah.
I said, "Oh, okay. We can just like," and they were like, remember the cops were like, look at the crowbar marks on the door. I said, yo, dog. At that point, I was like, oh, come on. Like,
but what's more
does that mean that
believable
we should just not give a shit because of that? Like, I feel like we as real
what
fans should be able to say, yo, this is not acceptable. You know what I mean? Like, if this show is supposedly going to go down as one of the greatest, right? I think that they should.
Do you feel that way?
Huh?
Do you feel the show could go down as one of the greatest?
Hell no. I'm saying this is what people say.
Oh, okay.
But I'm saying if this is what they're touting it to be, 50 definitely has said that numerous times, then you definitely should give that aspect of the show and give people the realistic side as well. I think when you start dumbing down and start saying, well, this is what I've grown to expect from the show. Well, that's not fair. That's not right.
That's what happens with fandom, right? You get complacent with it, and then they keep putting out the BS. If their ratings dropped and they found out what was the issue, then maybe it gets tweaked. Trust me, I watch a lot of the DC superhero shows on the CW, right? Yeah. Each one of them shows has had a bad season.
Hell yes.
Bad
Arrow
season.
Like season
Every one of those shows have had a bad season. And you know what happens? They go through the season. They wrote the season. They go through the season. Then in the off season, it's just like a league. It's just like professional sports. They retool. They listen to feedback. And that's the one thing I'll say about them CW shows. They listen to feedback and then they come back the next season and they fix 90% of what was wrong with the show.
The writer's room listens to feedback. Them motherfuckers be on social media and they will tweet and listen to everything that people say to them. That's what I respect about
it. And you know, when you filter, and you know, with anything, right? You filter through the bullshit, whatever the case might be, and you get like fans that are just saying, well, this doesn't work, well, that doesn't work, well, this, and then you can get a general consensus. And then also, I feel like as a writer, you know when you wrote something hot, and you know when you like, maybe I hope this works. And if it doesn't work, then you know what you have to do to tweak. That is all I'm saying. Like, I'm already there, what you said. Like, I'm finishing the show. Like, I saw somebody say something to the effect of, this is the worst show that I've ever forced myself to watch. And I feel like that's like a lot of people's mood. This show, I've heard everything, the whole gamut of what people dislike about the show, but we hear every week. And you know what? I think the cultural aspect of Power is legendary.
Yep.
I think the cultural aspect of Power is legendary. And I think when people talk about it from, you said, do you have me on speaker?
Are you? I can actually switch. I'm sorry, because if you're.
Yeah, because I'm hearing myself. It's all good though. I think the cultural aspect of Power is going to be what people talk about.
Yeah.
From this point forward, I think the cultural aspect, the story of the theme song alone is going to be something that is Power's legacy. Power's legacy is going to be that like stuff like the theme song, the cultural impact, and the study on analytics and whether or not and how it affects longevity of shows. Because the way Starz drops the show on Saturday night as opposed to dropping it right after the show airs, that's another fan interaction, audience, analytical aspect that people are going to be talking about for a minute. So I think that's
100%.
I think that's where the legendary aspect of Power is going to be. So that was just it. Like we touched on a bunch of other parts within that. Cooper Saxe is the worst lawyer in the history of the United States.
Lawyer.
I love
worst
the fact.
Human.
Listen. I love the fact that when he was like, everybody that Coach touch dies, and Blanca said, well, we could say the same thing about you.
Facts, my dude, because everyone you have interacted with is no longer here or has been fired.
Yo, and I've said it before and I said it again. That white privilege is the strongest. It's stronger than Hulkamania. It might be synonymous at this point, but it's stronger than Hulkamania. It's stronger than it might be stronger than the Speed Force. It might be stronger than being a Super Saiyan. Like, this man got Maria Suarez killed, got his card pulled by Warner about requesting FBI overtime. Told him about everything, and still withheld information and was able to come with him to go get that illegal wiretap. And the man, he still has a job. Warner still is keeping him around. Like, yo, at this point, and this is like a good point to you said. If this was real, that DA office, like, they would have shut the shit down.
Yeah,
they would have shut the shit down. Shut
it all down.
Like it was in a dilapidated building. They would have shut that shit down. Like there should be no business coming out of that DA's office for at least 6 months. To the point when you think about Power in Power's timeline, I think less than a year has passed between season 4 and now. Because you got to think about it. The timing between season 4 and season 5, right? They rolled right in. Then a few months went by in season 5 and we rolled right into season 6. So I think in the time between season 4 and season 6, we might have a year. Between 3 seasons, we might have a year. So all this shit has gone down within a year. Yeah. Like that office needs to be saged or some shit.
No, they just all need to be, like, it just needs to blow up. It's done. Like, at the end of the show, like, if anyone, first of all, I don't think Cooper Saxe, if anyone is going to die, it's got to be him. Or, shit, at this point, he may be the last one standing. For all we know, Cooper may be the last one standing.
He a survivor. I will say that.
Yeah, I mean, but we've said this every week now. I've repeated your words. People who know too much, they always end up dying. And it was Proctor's turn. It's going to be somebody else's turn next week. And I think I said it last week. I feel like we're going to lose somebody every episode. Either somebody is going to die, they're going to disappear. But it just doesn't make any sense how Cooper Saxe has not been, how he still has his job is beyond me. Because he's doing so much shit off the books and illegal right now. That wiretap was illegal. His boss didn't know about it. Like, all this stuff he's been doing is crazy to me.
He's moving in silence. That's why he's keeping everything off the books.
I don't want Saxe to die. I thought I did, but I really want, and this is just, I'm so excited. You don't know how excited I am now thinking about this Power Book 2, just from the perspective of where does this story go. But Saxe, I want Saxe to go to jail. I was thinking about that, and I want that. The whole thing is about this conspiracy, this RICO, and they were trying to put Angela Valdez, Ghost, this criminal empire, and I feel like Saxe has given Tommy, information. He's played around in so many different ways that if we do end up seeing any of the big players fall, I hope that they somehow flip and bring him in, and that he was really the one in that office who was dirty. And then, even though he wasn't, he's done so much dirt and caused people's deaths inadvertently just because he's an asshole.
Yeah.
I really would love if he actually is the one who ends up getting booked for being the mole and being the dirty cop / DA. I would find so much joy seeing him in an orange jumpsuit.
Yeah, I can hear it in your voice. Like, you ready for that nigga to be gone?
Yeah, no, set his foot up. Set his foot the fuck up.
You know what I mean? Like, I really, I want to see him, like Maria, like you said, Maria Suarez, like, I mean, bro, like, you can't protect anybody.
Dog. That's what he was saying. Like, when he was talking about witness protection for Proctor was like, you know what? I'll handle it myself. And he's probably like, yeah, it's a good idea. He's like, with your track record, it's quiet. He's like, yeah, that's probably a good idea. So,
poor guy.
I want to see him gone.
Anything y'all want to touch on episode wise before we get into these fan reactions?
Nah, man. I think we pretty much covered all the good stuff. I think that's it. I'm now concerned about Tasha. You know what I mean? Like, now she's in the drug game. I'm trying to figure out what's her next plan. Like, what are we doing here? Now so you meet this girl one time because she late to get her kid from your place, right?
Shout out to Epiphany. Ow.
Oh, and now, girl, now she gonna be working for you. And then not only that, you're making that call over the phone. Your phone could be wiretapped. It could be. Has she not learned anything over these seasons? I don't know. I think that I think it's getting a little bit reckless with the writing, but I'm interested to see what they plan on doing with Tasha, because Tasha never wanted out of the game. That's why Ghost started thinking twice to begin with, because he wanted out. She did not.
Word.
You know what I mean? So I'm interested to see where they plan on taking this with her.
Just thank you for saying that. I appreciate you coming through with the facts.
Oh, no, we've been saying that for a minute.
Wait a minute. I don't mind admitting that truth. That definitely Ghost wanted out. Tasha did not. She pretty much told him, like, yo, this is your life. You built your life this way, and you're going to stick it this way. And that's what made Ghost that little in his head. His ego didn't like being told what to do. Right. You understand what I'm saying? And that's what made him think, okay, I got to get out of here. But at the same time, it doesn't give him a pass for what he did. It will never give him a pass for what he did. Okay?
It will never.
Right.
I just liked it. Jeff, I do one thing I did want to touch, and I didn't like the character, and I still don't. But you know, you're a good actor when you can make somebody hate. Councilman Tate. I think that, you know, with Ramona, I'm really interested in her story, and obviously, yes, there's some potential interest between her and Ghost, sure. But Councilman Tate and this relationship with Ramona and her getting a chance to revive her own career, I just want to see more of this and how this plays out, because I think she's a strong character. Like, she has an opportunity to be a strong character. She's clearly, you know, running the show more than Tate would like. You see, he got whipped in that debate or what have you.
Right.
And so I really just want to keep an eye on that, because it's bubbling under the surface. He's upset that he, one, doesn't know information. Two, he doesn't need Ghost or what have you. So I just want to see how she ends up playing it, man. There's something there. I'd really like to see what role she gets. You know, right. Does Tate get elected governor and she's chief of staff? Like, she's gonna be pulling some strings. I hope. I don't know.
He's definitely a politician, that's for sure.
And we didn't even see Tate in this episode, did we?
It was at the beginning. In the beginning, when Ghost tried to drop out, and then she was like, "No, where you going?" Like, "Nah, we don't."
She definitely want a piece of Ghost.
Because I think he wanted to leave because of the whole situation with him and Tate. They made a decision without her. And now she's trying to draw him in for various reasons. So that's going to be interesting, to say the least. And next week we get the Grand Theft Auto 5 mission, $2 million in 24 hours. Let's see if these guys are going to be able to make that happen. All right. Let's get to
Jeff, your face is. I mean, I know we're on a podcast, but I just love your reaction just now.
Yo, it's just like $2 million in 24 hours, bro. Like,
let's why I can't look at him when he talks. It's too much.
Let's see it happen. Yo, fuck it, whatever. Like I said, I'm here for the ride, man. I'm here for the ride. I just want, if we're gonna go sensational, let's just go full fuck it at this point. Let's go full fuck it.
Ghost is selling drugs again.
Listen, it did not look like Tariq was stressed when they had him. That's all I'm saying. If y'all go back and watch the preview, Tariq looked like he was standing free.
Yo, he was looking around like, I ain't dying. I don't know about y'all niggas.
Right.
I ain't gonna be the one to die.
Something ain't right. Something is not right.
We'll see. We shall see. All right, let's get to these. Let's get to, got a couple of listener questions and comments. First of all, from Tapatio Tara. Do you think Tommy's moving off emotion in regards to Proctor will come back to bite him? He doesn't know the Proctor has mob ties, doesn't know that cousin Betty even exists and was volunteering to kill him and Ghost, doesn't know about that necklace. There's definitely more to cousin Benny. Proctor didn't even doubt his ability to kill Ghost and Tommy when Benny volunteered to do it. Plus, when Benny gave Proctor the gun, he said, I've had this the whole time I've been in. Like, in what? I think if I look at it, it's kind of being set up that Tommy's never really had karma for all of this fucking killing that he's done throughout the series. It's never really got back to him.
Including Holly. Like, he's just been, like I said before, which we did not address, but go ahead.
Yeah,
go ahead.
He's been a tool. He's been a weapon used against other people. So there hasn't really been a reckoning for him, for real. Like, he gets close every time, but he always finds a way out. Do I think it's going to come back to bite him? My odds say no, because nothing else has come back to bite him yet. But I can think that this is the one that he doesn't see coming.
Questions.
Well, yeah, Keisha's going to ask questions, and then she going to end up dead. Probably by his hand. And he don't give a fuck, because he's been gone. He's been gone since season 1, episode 1, right?
Yeah,
so I don't know if that's going to really bite. The one thing I will say is, because he doesn't really know about cousin Benny or the locket or the Bailey Markham thing, Betty's not going to snitch.
No.
But he may give it to somebody who can use it.
Yeah, that would be
say it like
thing.
that. He may give it to somebody to use it. So that's what I think.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I don't know. Tommy's character is, it's like you want him to die, but at the same time, can he die? You know, I don't know. We'll see. I don't think he's ever, like you said, had to atone for anything he's done. But we are seeing a lot of mentioning of Holly these past few episodes. So something tells me that we're going to see something pop up, whether it be, I think he's going to have to answer to that. And it's going to be in the form of Keisha. And then you have to worry about, what's Keisha going to do? Is she going to be able to snitch before he gets rid of her? Is he going to be able to get rid of her because he has feelings about Cash?
Right.
Like there's a lot of moving pieces there. So we'll see. And you brought up Proctor, and I just wanted to say, Jeff and I completely missed last podcast. We got a lot of messages from people saying, how could we not see Proctor put the piece of mail in the mailbox? We completely missed that shit, guys. I'm so sorry. Like, I had to go back and watch it. I still can't believe I missed it. Like I'm usually really up on that, but I literally watching it the second time, I can see how I missed it.
I felt like it was fake only because the way how everything rolled out. Yeah, I was like, well, if all of this is happening, because I had said it in the podcast, he set it up. I just didn't mention the whole thing about the letter because I didn't see the whole thing, I saw it around, but I must have looked up or looked down when it happened. Yeah. But, y'all will deal.
I thought she was hallucinating, but you definitely called it.
But that's why I usually try to watch it twice, or at least like a one watch to review and one watch to like the second watch to like catch what you missed by osmosis and whatnot. But
granted, we did record at like 7 a.m. in the morning. Give us a break, guys.
That was a very aggressive recording schedule, by the way. But it is what it is. Justin Aviles. What are the chances we find out Effie is somehow connected to Ray Ray and was the one that dropped the dime on Tariq? Also, should we read more into Tasha using the daycare/drug setup and her clash with Keisha as what eventually takes Tasha down with the feds? As far as the Effie's connected to Ray Ray, I've been saying that was my original theory. I wouldn't be surprised if maybe she knew that was Tariq and knew his family and knew what they had going on. I don't know if it's still out. It's not really out there that he killed him. So I don't know if that may be the impetus for why she dropped dime. Maybe she did. Maybe she still didn't. I hope that we do find that out.
Hey, real quick, and everybody's always saying Ray Ray because I think Ray Ray's top of mind. But I also wonder when we're saying if she's who she potentially related to. I can't remember those two. Brains was
Brains.
One of them.
I was gonna Brains is another one.
I'm always thinking that if somebody would be her brother, it would be one of those two,
right?
Because we already know that Ray has the niece or the cousin or what have you. I can't recall. Remember?
Yeah.
So I, when they said that to me, I immediately thought about Brains in them. But no, that's just the one thing. I just wanted to bring Brains back up.
That's good because I forgot about that. That's actually a good look.
Yeah, I said if it's not, I said it's Ray Ray or one of those guys connected. Brains, somebody. I
agree.
Somebody. I wouldn't be surprised if it is him. Should we read more into Tasha using the daycare as a class key to what eventually takes Tasha now because she got it the legal way?
Yes, she
just
did.
like everybody else, and just because she used powerful ties to get it. I'm going to tell you something about what's going on in this here country, but she's that's probably the most legal shit that she did. To be honest. I think. Curve Mason Proctor has his own mob family because Benny's in the mob. I don't know if it's ever been confirmed that Benny was like in the mob. That'd probably be like a rewatch when Benny got brought in for questioning. Because when he originally got brought in for questioning, I know he was inside. It would be a crazy twist if he is in Vincent's gang or he's cool with Vincent and maybe he goes to them and gives them information on Tommy. Like, you never know. I could see that happening. I don't know if he's a part of a rival family or whatever, but I could see that happening.
Well, somebody wrote into us after we did our podcast last week, and somebody said, how do you guys not remember that Proctor has mob ties? And I was like, I really don't remember that. So
it's a few seasons back. It's like season 3.
Okay.
It's when he was first introduced, and I think they had brought him in for questioning. Because remember, I think part of Proctor's whole being a lawyer was that he had to renounce that part of his life.
Right.
So his family's always been involved in some shit, and the way Benny portrays himself the eye test and all of that, you could say, oh, he probably is in the mob. Because why do you think he's adamant about not ratting?
Right.
Because I think he's sat for not ratting. You know what I mean?
Okay.
He is the anti-Takashi. You know what I'm saying? There's no ratting. There's no ratting going on.
That clown.
You know? Literally. Shout out to Jerome Bell. Wrote into us. Power After Hours.
Say Jerome Bettis.
Jerome, the bus. Shout out to the bus. Jerome Bell wrote into us. Power After Hours pod at gmail.com. Not sure if you recall, but a few episodes back, I asked if you guys thought Effie would be Tariq's Tasha or she'd be his Tommy. Turns out she was his Dre. Shaking my head. My question this time around: Tariq sees the chess piece and figures out that she served him up. I'm sure they'll come face to face again. Does he try to get payback or does he let it slide? Question.
I don't think he's going to let it slide. I don't think Tariq has it in him to necessarily do what payback is entailed, because he's killed somebody before, but we all saw how he acted after that. It's going to take a lot more for him to have that instinct that, yo, somebody got me, I got to kill him. I think it just takes a lot more streets for him to do that. I don't think he really has that side of him yet. I think that they are going to have to come face to face eventually. I just think there's more to the story, and I don't think Effie's going to come alone when they do have that face to face. I think she's going to be squatted up. He's going to learn who she really is, and I don't think he's going to be able to make the decision of, yo, I got to do what I got to do and kill you. I don't think he's going to have that opportunity. She's a big player, and we're going to find that out.
Yeah, I think they are going to meet up again, and then she's going to reveal why she did what she did, or if she did what she did. I have no clue. In terms of payback, I don't think Tariq's not built like that. This is just what it is. Tariq's not built like that, so I don't know what you're looking for, bro. But I don't think she's gonna do it. But I like how you say that she's his Dre. She definitely snaked him out. That was a good one. She was really good. She definitely snaked them out, and that whole chess piece thing, I'd have been sick. I'd have been so sick. Like, she let him know, you know, you sacrificed your pawn. You gave up your position, thinking that you were gonna have access to the end goal, and you just shot yourself in the foot. So that's just what it is. That's it. That's it from the listener reaction. Thank you so much for submitting, as always. powerafterhourspod@gmail.com or at powerafterhours on Twitter. If you ever want to submit questions, comments, concerns, slander, and everything in between, you don't even have to wait for us to put out the weekly tweet. Just send them in whenever. If you get it in before we record, I promise you we'd read it. If not, you won't get pushed to next week. So that's just what it is. And, you know, that's just how we're doing it. If you don't like it, learn to love it. So that is it for us. Ced, thank you so much for joining us, bro.
Hey, man, thanks for having me. Real talk. I'm still hurt about
I thought you was about to cry. Oh my God!
No, I'm still here thinking about Raina. I'm now really excited about. I'm really excited about book 2.
You gotta let that hurt go,
having
bro.
I gotta let it go. Having this strong female presence, and now that you guys are talking about Effie, you got me really more interested in her character. So, listen, we got 10 more episodes. It's going to be a crazy season. I'll definitely be back when you guys have space, because I know there'll be more shit that I will want to talk about.
No doubt. At some point, we might have to have like the mega show to send this thing off the right way. Where can they find you on the socials, man?
Oh man, I'm still just at Cedric Shine, tweeting about my kids and random get off my lawn Twitter. That's
nice.
Just where I'm hanging.
Shit.
Gotta love it. You gotta love it. We're here now, brother. We're here now. Chrissy, where can they find you? I am hyped for this one.
Y'all, since I have so many complaints, y'all can definitely find me across all platforms at Chrissy Bree. I'm back, guys.
Oh my God.
Hater number 1.
Congruent, clarity, synergy within social media. You love to see it.
Let
at
it damn
Chrissy
go.
Bree on all social media.
I hate you so much, y'all.
And you can find me everywhere because I don't cook well. So I don't have Jeff's Kitchen.
No JoJo coming out your kitchen,
It's
bruh.
not at Jeff's-a-peas.
Oh my God, you should brand that
Jeff's-a-peas. If you want to make cereal poppin', I got you. But you can find me at
Chrissy Bree with the fire avatar.
Cooking right now, literally.
Whoa. This what we doing on the cast of pods? Like,
wow, right now.
Go ahead.
It's crazy.
Whoa.
Like I said, I'm at Jeff J Says on all social. Thank you once again for joining us. Thank you, Seth, for being here. And until next time, we'll catch you later.
Peace.
I just come from the poorest part. White light, city light, I gotta make it. This is where it goes. Yeah. I just have to nothing. Wait a minute. They say this is a big risk. Say what? I just come from white light, city light. This is where it goes down. Yeah. I just have to know.